Ah, so adorable. Aokana episode 9, guys. Welcome back to Don't Talk to MHL, because Aokana episode 9, I'm making my promises, guys. And I technically fell asleep today and watched it pretty late, but I still got it anyways, here for you guys. So, episode 9, I've been expecting this episode ever since the last episode, and how Asuka just got destroyed that last episode. But, you know, this is the aftermath result of that episode. So, my predictions were correct. There's no way in heck that Asuka would be fine after that whole thing with Inui last episode 8. And we see that in this episode because we see that Asuka is sort of like her normal self on the outside. But deep inside, she is really down about what happened with Inui. She can't fly regularly anymore. She can't fly like competitively or just use her grab shoes, like her school grab shoes, and fly without someone's help. So I called it, like, there's no way in heck that Asuka would be fine, because after all that, she like, you see it like in her eyes when she like tried to grab her hairpin, and that's how she fell, and like, man, that was just a bummer. And like, there's no way like she would be down after that. And then the worst case scenario happened, not exactly happened, but basically like Asuka was super down. Like, it was just like Asuka, like the most hyperactive, kawaii, energetic main character in this anime, sort of. And no, they can't have that here. So because of her inability to fly anymore, she took a leave of absence, or just like a break from flying training, normal training in class. And she went just like chill at her house, do some imaginative training to imagine herself flying again. But that seemed to didn't work, because eventually it comes down to Asuka being super just out of it, just like nowhere to be found. She's just lost in her own world until one day she doesn't come home, and then she wanders to Misaki's house, where Misaki and Mashiro sort of just like comfort her and just like talk to her about everything else. So, you know, it was either gonna be Messiah or it was gonna be Misaki. And screw Messiah, this whole anime. He's not relevant anymore, guys. It's all about Misaki. Well, actually no, because we get the whole flashback of Messiah. So my theory was sort of proven. Messiah and Asuka knew each other as kids. I don't know if they met for like one day and then Asuka left from the looks of it, but they knew each other as kids. And Asuka was just a huge crybaby who would like never do anything. She'd just like hide and like hug this pole or whatever. And then Messiah found her, and then they would like become friends and play with each other because they both like this like Gundam anime, the Zephyr or something like that. And it was pretty cool. Eventually, like, you know, it went to the part where Asuka had to leave for some reason, and that was the first episode, right? She's on the boat with the wing thing, like the hairpin, and then the action figure maybe. And then, yeah, so that happened, except Asuka doesn't know that Messiah now is the same person from back then, for reasons, but I'll get to that at the end. So after seeing Asuka's backstory, how she really wanted to fly, how she wanted to change herself as a like the weak girl to like this, you know, like the person from the anime, that main protagonist, just this, you know, become stronger and better herself. She took the FC, got her grab shoes, and went to fly. But then after she lost in this thing, you know, she thought that she could do anything, but losing to Inui made her like really down, to the fact where it's just like, oh, she doubts her flying ability, that, you know, it's not like her ability that's letting her do all this stuff. It's like Misaki's and Messiah's, whatever. It's not her own flying style, right? So that's what she's down about. Misaki, on the other hand, when they're talking to each other, they're talking about like how Shindo lost so horribly, but then like it drove him more motivated to continue doing FC and whatnot, and how Misaki couldn't really do it, but instead she was really scared of just like, you know, devoting herself to this hobby that she wanted to do for herself and everything else, basically. So they all settled. I totally just skipped a bunch of stuff, but they settled this basically in a fight. And I think this whole ED just summarizes the whole freaking anime, basically, because we don't need Messiah anymore. Messiah, even though he is like probably the main protagonist inside the visual novel, he's not anymore. In this anime, it's all about the girls, all about Asuka, Misaki, and Mashiro. Screw Messiah. And the whole ED just basically portrays these two, again, just doing whatever the heck they want. Like in the ED, they're fighting, that happened today in this anime. They fought, right? Misaki, no, Asuka comes up with the idea to fight Misaki, challenge her in the FC fight to regain her thing, because the answer is in the sky, right? I like that quote. So the answer's in the sky, and just if Misaki loses, she joins the club, and then if Misaki wins, then whatever, basically. They just wanted to fight each other and duke it out and sort of settle it in FC because everything's settled inside the sport. And it was a pretty good match, and I thought, like, this is, okay, so this is tough. As much as Misaki thinks that Asuka is, like, really good, she's not the greatest. And they're going this without help from Messiah as a coach. So I had to think about it, like, okay, Asuka or Misaki without help from Messiah. Then I would have to go for Misaki. As much as Asuka seems to have, like, this natural talent, Misaki just dominated Asuka in, like, close quarters combat. As much as, like, Asuka did this, like, triangle delta force technique thing, Misaki just countered everything and totally just, like, destroyed Asuka again. But that's normal because Misaki's a fighter class, she's all-rounder, it's simple. And Misaki has more experience, Asuka needs Messiah, sort of, in a sense, to, like, you know, do these official matches. So Misaki wins, and they're all, like, tired, laying on the beach, and eventually it just gets to the point where everything comes back together, everything's so happy. Misaki joins the club once again, and Asuka puts on her hairpin. She's ready to come back and, you know, be serious because of these two girls. Like, they just seriously are, like, the best pair in this anime. Like, they help each other out. Like, it's, oh, and when Asuka's down, Misaki comes in. Like, when Asuka came falling from Inui's match, who came to save her? Misaki did. When Misaki was running away from the club, who totally didn't try to catch her back? It was Asuka. These two girls, probably, like, the biggest main characters in the show because they're always in the ending and they're, like, the main focus every single episode. So that's where the episode leaves off. Misaki joins back, Asuka puts on her hairpin, and she's ready to get back in action. From episode 10's preview, it looks like they're going to be practicing, or they're going to be challenging the bird cages one more time, Inui and damn Avalon. I mean, how? Okay, like, they're going back so quickly after one episode. No, yeah, one episode, and they haven't practiced at all. And, like, seriously, it's like, how will they beat such a technique that counters everything on FC? That's episode 10, so that means after that, there's gonna be 3 episodes left. I want to see them destroy that dumb birdcage technique and Avalon and all the thing, because I have faith in our main characters and Asuka mostly, because she's awesome. So that's about it for this episode. One of the things I like to make fun of in this episode is the fact that they don't recognize Messiah at all, because he had, like, super huge ass hair as a kid. Like, seriously, it was, like, almost like right here to my shoulder, or, like, down to his shoulder. And as a kid, I mean, you saw Asuka, she had, like, long hair as a kid, but that's normal. Messiah, he had, like, super abnormally long hair as a kid. I'm just like, dude, I always mistake you for a girl, and that's probably why he has shorter hair now. But in the end, they're just, like, making fun of the fact that they don't know that Messiah was the kid back then. And I don't know why Messiah doesn't tell the fact that he was the kid back then. It honestly doesn't remember, because Dead's main protagonist. So that's the funny part. And they changed the ED scene here, because usually it's, like, blue, and they're just, like, looking out and happy. But here it's, like, in a sunset thing, and, like, this is such a good thing to represent this episode, where after, like, all that they've been struggling with, like, with their fears and whatnot, they came together, and, you know what, let's just enjoy the sunset here together. You know, they resolved their issues, both of them, and they're all back in FC, ready to kick ass and ready to destroy Avalon in their dumb birdcage technique next week. So stay tuned for that, guys. Subscribe to make sure you guys are notified when I make this episode and upload it to YouTube's. Like the video if you did, because Aokana, I'm loving it right now. I'm looking at my sunlight right now. I'm loving it right now. I got so brighter that then. And follow me on Twitter at @TheDomoTaku, because you'll see me talk about Aokana or any other types of animes or whatever I do in my Domo daily lives and whatnot. And that's about it, guys. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video on the Domotaku anime channel. That's me right here. And so take care, guys, and matane.